AWS. So it's related to cloud computing. It is one of the emerging technology. One of the emerging cloud is the AWS Amazon Web Services. So before starting actual webinar, let me introduce myself. Yeah, first of all, this is Santhosh Kumar. I have total 10 years of experience on AWS cloud and as well as DevOps technologies. I have real-time experience, I worked on multiple projects on AWS and DevOps, around 10 plus years of experience I have. And I'm a certified AWS developer. We have multiple AWS certification is there. In that, one of the certification is AWS Associate Developer. I have qualified with certification, so I'm a certified AWS developer, and as well as I'm the certified DevOps engineer. There is a popular DevOps certification that is certified Kubernetes administrator. So I'm one of the certified Kubernetes engineer, and as well as I'm a corporate trainer too. Like what happened, I used to teach the corporate employees, multiple software employees, like their TCS, Infosys. So I will teach to those employees as well, and I have been taken like 100 plus of interviews in my past experience on AWS and cloud. If we will get the internal opportunities, and so for them we will recruit the multiple candidates. So I have interviewed on both the AWS and DevOps technologies. My students, we have across the globe, United States of America, UK, and Australia. I used to teach multiple students under different countries across the globe. And I worked with the topmost clients like United Airlines. It is one of the airline industry that is called United Airlines. And I worked with the Telstra client. It is one of the leading telecom company in the Australia. And I worked with the IBM and the AT&T also. So these are the things, these are the clients I have worked with on the technologies like AWS and DevOps. So this is my introduction. You can understand why we can learn from this instructor. So you will get some clarity, right? So that's the reason I explained my about myself in a detailed way. So before moving to the actual webinar topic, just understand why we need to learn AWS. There are multiple technologies there, multiple cloud platforms are there. In that, why we specific learn AWS, that we need to understand. So first of all, we need to understand one first point here. There is a term like no AWS, no IT job nowadays. Why? Because even for freshers experience, even the experience belongs to Java development or administration or big data Hadoop developers, any technical people, all the technical stuff, they are migrating to the their own server to the AWS cloud server. So this become as a mandatory for all the technical experts, even Java people, they are running their Java application in the AWS cloud. Big data people, they are running their big data Hadoop application in the AWS environment. So AWS become every mandatory for all the technical engineers. So that's the reason AWS become mandatory. So, and even for freshers and working professional. Why? Because without AWS, we are not seeing any job opportunity. It is become as a mandatory. So even freshers, from freshers also, they are expecting learning AWS, because all the projects are migrating to the cloud platform. In the cloud platform, AWS is leading. So every company migrating to AWS, so they're recruiting the AWS knowledge people. So that's the reason AWS become very popular. And one more reason, you can assume if for freshers or experience or non-IT people shall learn AWS. That is absolutely yes, because we don't need any prior experience or prior coding knowledge or prior any tools. We don't need. So that's the reason who come from the non-IT background, who come from the operational development background, they can learn and they can migrate to the AWS technology. And some people will miscommunicate, what happened, they're thinking like Linux is a mandatory tool. No, Linux is one of the skill set needed for the AWS, that we can I can teach this Linux tool in this AWS course also. So this Linux tool also not prerequisite. So as I said, no coding knowledge required for this course, and more of job opportunities, both freshers and experience. Yes, that is correct. And even for abroad opportunities, because all the multinational companies are across the globe, all the companies, they are recruiting the people who have the knowledge and working experience on AWS. So you will get the multiple abroad opportunities if you have enough skill set on AWS. So that's the reason AWS become popular. That's the reason we are going to learn this AWS in a detailed way. So if you learn AWS skill set, you can attempt to the following certification, that is AWS Cloud Practitioner, AWS Solution Architect Associate, AWS Certified Developer Associate, AWS SysApp Administrator. So these are the 4 certifications you can attempt, and AWS will give the certification for you. So it will help you in your resume, because the certification exam is very tough, and the practical knowledge, if you have only, then only you can pass the exam. So if you have the certification, the recruiter may easily trust you, this guy have the enough knowledge because he passed one of the toughest exam which belongs to AWS. This AWS Cloud Practitioner is a basic, and remaining 3 are the intermediate level. So once you have the expertise knowledge, you can attempt to the professional. This entire course designed for attending for this 4 AWS certification: AWS Cloud Practitioner, AWS Solution Architect Associate, AWS Certified Developer Associate, AWS SysApp Administrator. Yeah, in that I have achieved the 3rd certification, AWS Certified Developer Associate. So this AWS certification, if you have, then it will very worth for you. And I said AWS have more demand. So how you can trust my word? If you see, there is one famous magazine. Generally, they will publish the current job trend. So the Forbes is one of the magazine company. They release the current job trend. So officially they release in that. 2nd place it is there, AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate. You can see the annual salary range. AWS sitting on the 2nd topmost position. You can say why it is not in the 1st position, why it is 2nd position. The 1st position is Google Certified Professional. It is related to professional certification which is offering from the Google. But AWS Certified Solution Architect is the intermediate level only. Even that intermediate level certification also, it is sitting in 2nd position. This is officially published by the Forbes magazine. So this is the one of the proof, how job market is, how the trend is going in AWS. And apart from this, let's now we know why we need to learn AWS and all these things, right? Before that, just we need to understand what is AWS, what is cloud actually. So to understand what is AWS and what is cloud, you can take one example, like so generally, if suppose any IT organization, if they want establish one software product, generally what are the requirements they need? Generally, suppose one Flipkart application is there. Assume there is no Flipkart site. So generally, what they need to establish their product in to release their products, like a Flipkart e-commerce application, everyone know, right? If they want to release their product in the market, what are the minimum prerequisite to their, not only Flipkart, every startup company. Suppose one of you want to establish one startup company. What are the minimum things they need? First minimum thing is servers. Right? First minimum thing is servers. So servers means what? Suppose Flipkart application is there. If Flipkart is a very huge application, right, across a million billion users are there. So to maintain availability, to maintain high traffic, they need multiple servers, right? Examples like 100 of servers are there. Servers means what? Server is like a computer system. If you have, what are the computer system have? RAM and hard disk and processor. These are the main components of the computer system. Server is also same like our computer system only, but server will have the high capacity of the RAM, high capacity of the hard disk, high capacity of CPU. You know, right, how the current price of the even one laptop is around like it go to 50 to 1 lakh. If you need high configuration, then it take 1 lakh rupees. But here what happened is that like a minimal configuration only itself, it have huge amount. Let's assume you are establishing one company, you are building one application, you want to deploy, you want to install that application in 100 number of servers, because one server is not enough, right? To maintain high traffic, to available to the every user across the globe, you need multiple servers. So to maintain the multiple server, what you need? You need to purchase the computer systems, like you need to install the OS, you need to set up all the environment. Assume one high configuration of server, it takes suppose 1 lakh rupees. Then if suppose your application like example Flipkart or like Amazon, any e-commerce application, assume how many application they require? They require n number of servers. Assume like 100 servers they require. What is the cost for this 100 server? It will take 100 into 1 lakh. How much? It around more than 1 crore. So as a startup engineer, as a startup entrepreneur, you are ready to invest that much amount? No, right? Because 1 crore is not a small amount, right? This is the one problem. Like I'm talking about before the cloud, how the situation, how the companies are maintaining. Like what they will do, just they will buy the system and they will purchase the n number of servers. The service is ready. However, they have some budget, so they purchase the 100 number of servers. To place the server, what you need? Location, right? You need to specifically you need to allocate one location, like your office location. In that office location, very big place, you can treat as like a data center. In the data centers, you have to place this n number of servers. So location is also not small thing, right? Location also is a highly cost effective. You need to pay the rent, or you need to lease that particular place, or you need to buy. So even for big companies also, not only startup companies, they need to invest a lot more amount, right, in terms of location. So okay, like example, you have the budget of the servers, you have the budget of location. It is not only enough, right? You need to, in the server, you need to install the OS. OS is even Windows or Linux OS, they are not free, right? Open source. We need to purchase the license. 100 servers, we need to purchase the 100 number of license. So licensing cost. This is the one of the one of the problem for the startup engineer, even for the largest companies. Okay, you buy the you buy the, suppose example, all the n number of servers and location, even licensing cost also. Okay, fine. You successfully developed the application, so you deploy it into the 100 number of servers. So what will happen? In late example, you can assume like you launched the e-commerce application. Let us assume you are the owner of that Flipkart application. The software application is working successfully in the 100 number of servers. But what happened in the December kind of month, generally they will announce some offers, right? Like Flipkart Big Billion Days and some other offers they will introduce, right? In that particular 3 to 4 days time, they will get more high number of users for this application. Suppose there is 1 lakh user is there. The 1 lakh user is 100 number of servers is enough. assume. But what happened in the Flipkart billion days? What happened into two like a double users will come to the application. So is it 100 number of servers is enough? No, right? You have to increase the number of servers. If you did not increase the number of servers, what happened? Users will get the like a 500 internal server error, like your application is not reachable. So most of the customers will not reach your Flipkart application. That will big problem. Okay, you have that much budget and you have added 100 more servers. That is fine. What happened after 3 to 4 days? It will come to the normal threshold. Like in the Flipkart billion, 2 lakhs customers are there, but before 1 lakh customers are there. After 3 to 4 days, the customer is will going to down to the 1 lakh, right? Because only after period only high number of customers will come. So what you will do with the remaining 100 number of servers? It is the servers will be in idle state. Even with the idle state also, you have to pay the money. You have to invest the money. So what is the use of that 100 servers for that? So no use, right? So this is the one problem, like utilizing the servers. It is also one problem. Okay, these are the one issue. Remember what I am telling. Utilizing the servers, 100 number of servers there. But what will happen? Some issues will come. One server is not responding, one server is not working. Then what you will do? You have to take care. You have to recruit the system like Linux administrator, system engineers. You have to recruit. You have to monitor those 100 number of servers, because you don't know, right, when the issue will come to the server and when you have to restart, when you have to troubleshoot. So that monitoring also one of the big problem in the IT industry. So these problems, what I told before the cloud, the companies are facing. But what happened after the cloud? This problem will have the solution. Like in the cloud computing technology, first time Amazon Web Services, like Amazon company provided and they released one product, that is AWS Amazon Web Services. These services they are released to overcome this kind of problem. So in that Amazon Web Services will what happen? I will tell you. I told right before cloud and after cloud, investment in physical servers, maintaining the servers based on high traffic and low traffic, monitoring and maintenance of the servers, and everything is related to cost, right? You should maintain like cost optimization. That is also one big issue. And I told right troubleshooting the issue. So these are the problems before the cloud is there. But when cloud came into the picture, when Amazon Amazon Web Services AWS came into the picture, what happened? Suppose you are the one company owner, you want to start one company, so just you need to communicate with the AWS. In the browser itself, you just log into the AWS console. You can ask, you can request n number of servers. So let example, you need 100 servers example. So generally to physically locate before the cloud to maintain all the server, at least they will take 2 to 3 months of time to buying the server, to installing the servers. Generally it will take that much time. But when AWS came into the picture, you can log into the AWS console, you can give the request. Hey AWS, I need this 100 Windows machines, I need 100 Linux machines, I need like the configuration like a 2 TB hard disk, like 100 GB RAM, anything, any kind of configuration you can ask. So on demand, based on your demand, within fraction of second the execution will start. Within 5 to 10 minutes you will get all the n number of servers. It's kind of 100 number of servers you will get. So that is the reason the characteristic is called as on demand. So you based on your demand, on the like specific time itself, they will launch all the servers and they will give it to you. So like everything is communicated through the web. Just open your web browser and log into the AWS console. Just give your request. They will provide the servers in a virtual way manner. You cannot touch the server, because physical server you can touch. Virtual servers in the sense the servers located in the AWS environment, they giving virtual access to you. So how you are accessing your physical server, same like way manner we can access to the AWS server. So the entire communication is through the web only. So on demand, the server you will get access through the web. So I told right, in the Flipkart billion days, for maintaining 1 lakh user, we need 100 servers, and after that 3-4 days we need 200 servers. Later after 3 to 4 days we need again 100 of servers. So this scale is up and scale is down. This scale up and scale down is maintaining by the AWS. You will tell to AWS like we need to configure, right? Only this particular time I need 100 of servers. If we have the more requests, just increase the server. If we have less number requests, then decrease the servers. Just we need to specify our requirement in the AWS. That AWS can understand your requirement based on user traffic, based on the user request. It will increase the number of servers and it decrease the number of servers. That is called in the AWS auto scaling feature. This auto scaling not in a one way, not it's a two directions, like a scale up and down. And the next point you are saying high available. Like example, you are trying to reach Flipkart site to buy the one product, but what happened? Sometimes you will reach, hey, this Flipkart is 500 error, server is not available, server is not reaching. If what happen, if suppose example that kind of issue you are getting, then what you will think generally, if Flipkart is not working, then you will move to the Amazon, any other e-commerce web application, there you will buy. So because for this downtime issue, what happened, customers are decreasing to the your company, right? So that is a one major issue. So to address that issue, in AWS is assuring high available of your system. So you can tie up with the AWS, and when the large companies like TCS, Infosys, they will tie up with the AWS. If our server is not up and running, they are giving assurance 99.99%. AWS is giving assurance that our servers will 24/7 will up and running. If not running, then they will give ready to the crores of penalty to the customer. So that kind of assurance we have in the AWS, high available. Low latency means what? You are fetching one product in the Flipkart, suppose one mobile phone, anything. If you set the product, if it take 2-3 minutes, then how you will not get any patience, right? Because another side, if we click on 2-3 seconds, the product is displaying. But in our application, it will 2 to 3 minutes. That is not good idea, right? If you search, then within the fraction of second, you will need the response. So to address the issue also, AWS have multiple services. This called is a low latency, means within the specifying less time only you will get the response. High throughput means what? Example, what I will tell. Suppose you are uploading one video, you are downloading that video. So every network speed, like a request is going, response incoming. Very limited time, very small fraction of second, you will get the response. You will send the request, you will get the response. So that we calling high throughput. And pay only what capacity use. I told, right, like example, 100 GB hard disk is there. So you are using this application, you install this application in the AWS server, but remaining 100 servers are there. So you just maintaining for the any offer period, but you worry, oh, I need to pay that amount for unused capacity. No, whatever the amount, whatever the utilization period, only you are going to use this. You will get the charge. One server you are using for 1 hour, so you will get the charge for only 1 hour, not entire day. That is the very very advantage feature in the AWS cloud. Pay only what capacity use. If you use for only 1 minute, you will get the charge for only 1 minute. If you choose the period of 1 hour, you will get the amount for only 1 hour only. So that is a very big feature in the AWS cloud. So in the market, only AWS is not there. The leading is AWS, and in the cloud computing, the first company they're giving the service. The first company is AWS only, but still some people have the query like why we need to learn only AWS, why not others? Like example, Microsoft having their own cloud provider like Azure, and Google cloud platform provided by the Google. So why we need to learn AWS? Why? Because compared to other Google Cloud Platform and Azure, AWS have the data center across the entire globe. You can see this globe. How many data centers are there? So if user is in a US location, if data center is near to that user location, then what will happen? Very few seconds they will get the response, right? So that's the reason entire globe they have the data centers. So the best example is AWS service is Amazon Prime, Netflix, you know, right? Netflix and Amazon Prime videos used by the across globe. Have you ever experienced with the Netflix and Amazon Prime downtime issue like a video buffering slow? Even if you have internet like a very low bandwidth, then you will get. But if you have a good internet connection, you will never see loading buffer symbol or server is not reaching, because Netflix and Amazon Prime they entirely using the AWS services, because Netflix and Amazon Prime having the user across the globe, not only India, US, UK, Australia, all the entire globe they have the users. So that kind of big company only chosen AWS. So Netflix all the components built using the AWS cloud platform only. That is the one biggest example. And I told, right, AWS is the one of the major cloud provider. You can't believe, if you can't believe my words, just believe this statistical report is the one of the magazine, like they provide the current job on the cloud. So trend on the cloud. So as per their result, AWS occupied 34% of the server capacity, and Azure 21%, Google Cloud 11%, and Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Salesforce, and some other two clouds are just below only 5%. You can know that how much AWS expanded their server capacity. So this is the one of the example, like AWS leading cloud infrastructure in the period of this quarter 2022. 34% is there, and it's a revenue $217 billion. This is the report published by the Statistical Magazine. And in our course, we designed to cover all the AWS services in a detailed way. I will show. In the first topic, what we will learn, will learn what is cloud computing and what is the AWS, the basic, like how to create the account in the AWS, and across the globe AWS expanded the data center, right? So that geographical details we will learn. That geographical location we called in the AWS term, that is region. So if suppose in the United States they have one data center, that data center we will call as the region. So how many regions are there, how many availability zones, means it's a subset of the data center, small data center that we call as availability zones. How many availability zones are there? So we will learn in a detailed manner about the AWS regions and availability zones. So we will learn advantages of the cloud and AWS. So after that we will learn one of the major service that we called as EC2 instance. So EC2 instance is the same name but what we are using server. Server means in the AWS terminology it is a EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. So in the Elastic Compute Cloud it is just like our server. if you want, if you are launching any server, if you need 100 number of server, just use the AWS EC2 server. This EC2 service is providing the Windows servers, Mac OS servers, and Linux servers. Whatever the required, all the servers will be provided by the EC2 service. So I told, right, auto scaling. Auto scaling here, what happened? One server is there, so the request is more like a request is coming, like a 1 lakh requests are coming. So for maintaining, you have to increase the servers. For maintain, if suppose not 1 lakh requests you are not coming, only like only 1,000 requests are coming, let us say. For the minimum request we need, why this number of servers? So AWS understand your how much request is coming, so how many servers we need to maintain. So AWS will determine how many servers we need. So based on the traffic, slowly AWS will decrease the server. So how increasing the servers, how decreasing the servers, how AWS will determine using the service called auto scaling. So that we will learn. And load balancing what? So 100 number of servers is there. So 100 number servers, like we need to send the traffic to the 100 number server equally, right? If we send the traffic to the one server, the whole burden will come to the particular server only. So equally we need to distribute the traffic. So how distribute the traffic? Because we have the service is the load balancing. S3 service like same like our Google Drive, but you have some limitations that, but S3 service doesn't have any like a limitation. You can upload your files, you can maintain your data in the GB, TB, even megabyte, petabyte also. That kind of amount of data you can store, like 100 TB, any amount of data you can store. AWS will increase the capacity based on your file size. So IAM, one of the service is there. IAM is what? So in your team, multiple people are there, developers, tester, engineers. So how they will manage this AWS console? We can use this IAM service. AWS CLI is, instead of using browser through commands, we can use AWS CLI. Virtual private cloud, and these are related to the security part. So you can use VPC service for AWS security. RDS is like, you know, at MySQL database. So AWS providing there one of the managed database, that is AWS RDS. AWS DynamoDB is NoSQL database. Elastic Beanstalk is one of the Java, .NET, Python. If you want deployment, this service will help to you. Simple notification service, in the sense, like you want to send the notification to the 1,000 member of people within a fraction of minute. So you can use this SNS service. Route 53 is like a DNS service. Suppose you developed one application, it is 10.0.11. If you enter this IP address, the application will open. But you can't give this name to client, right? You have to give name like Flipkart, Amazon. So right, that IP address to the name conversation, by using Route 53 it will come. CloudWatch, it is absolutely using for monitoring tool. Snowball, it is a like a data transfer tool. Trusted Advisor, it is also security, AWS security. And CloudFront, I told, right, multiple regions and availability tiers. For maintaining low latency, we can use this CloudFront. So we will learn all these tools in a deep way manner with the project implementation, and you will learn not only theoretical part, more than you will learn absolutely practical implementation. Then only you will understand more better, right? So we will design the course in the theoretical and practical way manner. So that is our core syllabus, and you can understand how AWS is there, but
why is Amazon hiding its massive data centers? So today, we want to determine how big AWS is, and how big is the scope that such a prominent company is managing. Northern Virginia is one of the most significant of all the places where Amazon operates data centers, not least because it's where AWS set up its first storage in 2006. In the beginning, its mission was to solve an internal Amazon problem, namely to speed up the deployment of new applications and services, and now it has turned into a massive business. And if something goes wrong, it will be on the verge of disaster, since a huge number of extremely unpopular websites and services will suddenly disappear. No Tinder for swipe, no GitHub, and no Netflix to chill out. Unlike Google and Facebook, AWS doesn't call attention to its data centers. There are absolutely no guided tours, and the website offers only approximate information about the location, which is divided into regions. There are at least 2 accessibility zones in the region, and there are several data centers in the accessibility zones. Northern Virginia, being the heart of the internet, is also a creepy town. There are many intelligence and defense contractor buildings. The fact that Northern Virginia is the site of major intelligence operations and major network infrastructure hubs isn't really a marker of a government conspiracy, but a confluence of stories. AWS holds a huge market share in the cloud computing sector. As shown in the figure below, it is larger than all 4 competitors put together. And it's not going to stop there. Last year, Amazon spent hundreds of millions to expand data centers in Northern Virginia, the world's hottest data market. The city is home to more than 100 data centers and is strategically located near Washington, D.C. Let's talk about the design inside. In other words, a data center can be considered a giant smart refrigerator, consisting of shell, power, cooling, and connectivity. It's said that data centers constitute 3% of the Earth's electricity consumption. Amazon continues to roll out infrastructure. Let's get to the most important part now. How big is AWS, and how much traffic does it own? That's what I was most worried about. However, as previously stated, Amazon doesn't disclose its data or release exact figures about how much of the global internet is currently on top of its infrastructure. However, in 2012, the network intelligence startup Deepfield Blog estimated that, on average, 1/3 of all daily internet users access a website running on AWS. Over the past few years, that percentage has likely only increased.
and next anyone you can ask the question if you have any clarities, and if you need any information of the AWS, you can ask me.